Hi there, Pokefans. I am your humble host, Jaws Fan, and you're watching Pokemon Gym Challenges. And first off, we are being challenged by this bird keeper Perry, or whatever his name is. And I haven't ever seen any of these bird keepers with a starter Pokemon, especially since Torchic is a thing. Anyway, so seeing as the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or Violet and whatever its other name has been available for a few weeks now, can anyone answer me this one pending question, which would determine whether or not it is worth actually playing or adding to my playlist as one of my specialities? You know that legendary that you get right at the beginning of the game, right after you've captured your first Pokemon and received your starter Pokemon, of course. Is it ever possible to use it in battle? I've seen a few videos where people are playing through Violet or Scarlet, and they all get their starter Pokemon, but no one ever uses it in battle, except for the final battle, of course, which is way after the league, as I understand it. But no one actually uses the legendary in a battle. Does that mean that it only becomes viable for battle right there at the end, or do you actually have the opportunity to use it in battle, say like the 7th or 8th badge, or maybe the Elite Four, or even maybe against the champion? I am now completing my Poison playthrough, which is going to air in a few seasons, after a few other playthroughs, because of the sequence I have. And the legendary I'm using from a Poison type is only available to be used against the champion. Now, I am not completely in favor of that thing that Game Freak has started doing, where the box legendary is only available for use right at the end. And they've been doing this for a few generations now. They started doing it in the black and white generation, where you go through the entire Elite Four, and right at the end then you get your legendary Pokemon. Granted that you don't actually get placed into the mainframe of champions in that one, which by default means but in the part 1 of black and white, when you defeat the champion and the final rival, which is not the actual rival but the final bad guy, you are not placed into the mainframe as a champion. You have to re-battle the Elite Four, and then you'll be able to face Alder at that time, who is at that time the Elite Four champion, and then you will be added to the mainframe. But if you just go straight and rebattle the Elite Four, they are 20 levels higher, which kind of forces you to do the post game. And I'm not actually completely opposed to that theme over there, that you have to redo the post, or that you have to do the post game in order to legitimately gain some the appropriate levels in order to be able to face the Elite Four and the champion. When I did the Fire type, I did the part 2 of black and white. But if you can't even ever use the box legendary against the champion at least in this Violet and Scarlet Pokemon, then I don't ever see it being worth my while buying the game, spending some money that I struggled to get together because I'm not creating content that many people like or enjoy, because I'm creating content that I enjoy. But that is my thing. I'm not trying to guilt you into manipulating more subscribers or views or whatever. I enjoy this content and that's why I create it. And in actual fact, I'm creating it for my brother, so that he may have the opportunity to watch a playthrough in which you are specializing in a specific type. So for that reason, if I am not able to have the box legendary to use in my playthrough as a battling Pokemon to battle at least some of the Elite Four or at least the champion, then for Scarlet and Violet is not the game for me. So I won't be actually paying any money to play that game, similarly as I am not going to buy the Sun and Moon games, even though they are very good games and I enjoy the whole concept of the Sun and Moon games. But they should be the theme that they have over there should kind of be a secondary plot, in my opinion, where you do these island challenges, and there should still be badges that you can acquire in order to fight the Elite Four. Now many other people have played it and taken these island challenges to be your badges. So you acquire some Z crystal and that is your badge basically. I would prefer to have an actual badge. So that's why I'm not buying the Sun and Moon games either, unless I get it for a really good price. But that is that. And also not to mention that the flippin' Pokemon, that Nintendo Switch is very expensive. I am borrowing a Nintendo Switch Lite from a friend of mine in order for me to be able to play my Poison playthrough, because the Poison playthrough is on a game that requires the Switch games, but unfortunately the Switch game doesn't have the Nintendo Switch Lite, cannot be connected to my PC for recording purposes. So on my computer I'm playing a emulator, but I do have a Switch in my possession at the moment, at that time, and I've managed to purchase the appropriate game at a bargain price with some negotiation. Anyway, let's see what this ranger has to offer to us. Okay, he has a Sapphire. When I do my themed battles, the Sapphire might be actually a good Pokemon to use when I specialize in snakes. I did some preliminary investigation and I have found that Sapphire is a lot stronger than Arbok and Articuno. Not Articuno, Arbok and Ekans. Well, the actual one I'm looking for is Arbok. When I compare Sapphire to Arbok, then Sapphire comes up top. So that's why I decided that he will be my poison type when I specialize in snakes. I am thinking of using the Emerald Inclement game in order to do that, because that's the only game I've found so far in which all the snakes are available that I will need in order to do that. The only real downside to that is that they have changed the typing of Sapphire to be grass dragon, and whereas in the original games it is pure grass. But I think we should take that as a regional variant. And justify it in that manner. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you think that I am completely unreasonable with any of the points I've been making in this episode. Leave a nice rant down there and explain your point of view. Maybe you have a better point of view. Maybe you are one of these single episode Nuzlocke fans, and there's nothing wrong with a single episode Nuzlocke, except for the fact that you lose quite a lot of detail if you have to cut down an entire 8 or 12 hour gameplay into one 20-minute or half an hour or maybe 1 hour game. Anyway, let's see what this guy has to offer. Maybe we can you are birdkeeper, you have a swallow. Okay, that is, if it has the guts ability, that is a better Pokemon than I've given it credit for in the past. I had always thought that this was one of the worst bird Pokemon that has ever existed until Bidava and its evolutions came along. Now that was really a bad Pokemon. Anyway, let's see what we can do over here. Ice Punch ought to take out this Swallow quite nicely, assuming we managed to hit it. We miss it because of its evasion tactics. It hits us, still avoids our tactics. Maybe I'm using Ice Punch because it is more accurate than okay, I don't have an accuracy increasing item over there. Let's just go on with Ice Punch because it is more accurate than Rock Slide. Is it going to take us out? Finally we managed to hit it. Bloody flippin' bird with its evasion tactics. Ah, no wonder he does evasion tactics, he only has one Pokemon. He should have captured more birds or at least gotten himself a Torchic or a Piplup or a what is the other new bird Pokemon that is a Rowlet. He could also have gotten a Rowlet. I know this is an older generation game and the Rowlet only came out the generation after this game, but I am talking in general. As a bird keeper, those would be the birds that you would want to get. Or this new bird in Violet and Scarlet. Someone leave the name of that specific bird in the comments below. I knew it 10 minutes ago before I started this recording, but I had forgotten it already. Maybe that is because I have decided not to get this game unless I find out that it is possible to use the starter, or not the starter, the box legendary in your final battle against the Elite Four, or at least the champion. I suppose that depends on the order in which you complete your game quests. So if there are any creators out there who by coincidence see this episode, play the game, make a video about it, and show what happens if you do it in a different order, because most of the people I've checked out has gone and done the league first fought the champion first and then completed the quest to go to that very dangerous area in which you have to kill a robot, a AI that has been running things for who knows how long, bringing in Pokemon from the past. And that being said, I wonder if those Pokemon that is being brought out, if they qualify as legendary Pokemon. By the time this video comes out, maybe you will know, and you can leave a comment in the comment section below telling me about that. But as of now, I am not completely sure. Okay, so my Corphish has Hyper Cutter, and I don't actually have very many attacks to attack this mighty Hina with. Anyway, if you like the content I create, please consider subscribing to the channel, leaving a like and sharing it with your friends. Also ring that bell icon so that you may be notified when new content becomes available. Just getting that out of the way now, because in the last episode, because of most of the episode being scripted, I had to rush that last part and squeeze it into an area where it might not actually fit compared to what the episode looks like. The gameplay with it, in other words. Okay. Revival herb. Okay, now I'm looking for something specific. Okay, what am I looking for? Okay, let's just switch out to Marshtomp. Maybe you'll fare better against this mighty Hina. At least the intimidation is removed. Mud Bomb. Yes, let's do a Mud Bomb. And he avoids the attack. You bugger. Attack falls, and that's the one thing we don't want to have fallen. So our attack stat, because this Marshtomp is a physical attacker. Corphish at least goes to level 28, and now he sends out a Golbat. Am I going to switch out? Okay, let's keep battling. I think a Rock Slide ought to do the job, assuming I manage to hit. And the bugger confuses me. Now, and I bloody hit myself. So I did hit. Only thing is I hit myself. And that is not who I wanted to hit. I wanted to hit that bloody Golbat. So he goes for a Swift. And assuming we outspeed, let's see what we can attack him with. Air Cutter or a Wing Attack. Okay, let's try a Brine. Maybe we can get a burn. He goes for a Flying type attack against a Flying type, so that shouldn't actually do too much damage. Our Brine does at least a half damage. He goes for another Swift. I would have thought he would have gone for another Confuse Beam, or yeah, something like that. We managed to take him out, and we defeat this Aqua Grunt. Okay, let's go and have a nice nap in this bed over here. This nice comfy bed. The place is swarming with enemies, but we are going to have a nice comfy bed in this, sleep in this bed over here. Okay, so the next grunt. Let's see if we fare a little bit better against him. He has a Grimer. Is it only me, or do any of you feel that Grimer should have been a ground poison type? Maybe the Nidoran line could have had a different typing, and this Grimer and Mach line could have had the ground typing. Maybe the Nidoran line could have been a rock typing. Or possibly a fighting typing. Anyway, that is just a useless contemplation of what could have been. Anyway, this is going to be the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you and goodbye.